Hello everybody and welcome to this week's edition of the ITK Soccer Show. It is the 19th of January 2015 and we're currently just about to start the second half here of Everton versus West Brom in Premier League Monday night action. Speaking of which, hi guys.
Hello.
What's this about Rocky being at Everton?
He's giving the half-time team talk. Has it made a difference in the second half so far in the 30 or so seconds?
No, is he actually, Sylvester Stallone is actually there to...
Yeah, apparently.
And is he talking at half-time?
Yeah, because, you know, he knows something about motivational speeches.
Oh, more so than anybody.
Like, you wouldn't be able to understand a word out of it. Like,
no.
Do you remember Sully came dressed as Rocky for a game of football?
No.
Do you remember he was on the green?
No.
I know that was Enda maybe. He came in dressed as a complete grey tracksuit and the hood was up and all.
Oh, that was Sully, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely Sully.
Was he actually dressed as him?
Well, you know, you took off the hood. It was like, oh, that's Sully. It's
you have to remember, Dan, that we're putting this out on the internet. Like, I was watching the football with a friend of mine on Saturday, listening to the show, and he's like, do you guys realise how many references you make to no one else knows other than the...
It's mostly this guy. But I'm going to jump on the boat for 1 minute and say that Stephen Hawking, the actor who plays him in The Theory of Everything, looks very like Sully before he gets the disease. Not saying that Sully has the disease, but Stephen Hawking's disease. Doesn't he? Like, way more than those darts players you think looks like people.
James Wade.
Just a bloke with glasses.
Huh?
Just a bloke with glasses.
He does a bit... John does look like Van Gerwen, though.
No, he doesn't.
Dan has a bit of a problem, like the same problem Lois Lane has. That, like, you know, it's clearly Superman, and then the glasses make it completely... Like, did you know, like, Superman's secret identity is Sully, because he just throws on a pair of glasses and gels his hair.
All right. Okay, so we've got the usual roundup of news, some transfer rumours, although there hasn't been a lot this week. We've got the Premier League review culminating with this match that we're currently watching at the moment. Some Spanish League notes, awards, teaser, fantasy football update, and I believe that we have somebody new to the league who's come in automatically in first place.
He's not in first place.
We'll see.
He's not.
Well, Dan, we're doing that at the end of the show.
I mean,
all
he
right?
might be.
Spoilers.
Yeah, exactly. He might be. All right. Did you get any? Did we get any extra views because of this photo?
I don't know. I didn't check.
Lads, somebody has to be looking at the metrics here. It's a business I'm running. This studio doesn't pay for himself. How do you think it's so cold?
It's fucking freezing here. It's absolutely so cold.
I can see my own breath.
He's trying to make ends meet
Here, I'll
here.
check here now how many hits we got.
That's
Okay, well, you do that. I want to talk about something that's far more interesting than football.
Did you hear about who could be the possible replacement for Stephen Gerrard in central midfield in the summer?
Fabian Delph.
No. Teddy Bishop.
Was that the guy? Arsenal were trying to get him off Ipswich, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's Teddy Bishop?
I don't care, but with that name, he's already my
Yeah,
favourite
you
player.
know your man. You know your man, that angry fella on Arsenal Fan TV, Claude.
No, I don't watch this fan TV that you watch.
It's very funny. He
It's
keeps
not.
he is hilarious because I've never met a more angry man in my entire life. I didn't actually meet him. I've seen him on YouTube. He's
Sure.
a very angry man. Yeah, he's like giving out because Wenger wants to buy Teddy Bishop.
Do you know Per Mertesacker's brother goes to all the away matches in buses with Arsenal fans? So he can get the down low on how slow everybody thinks his brother is and give him feedback.
It's smart.
Yeah.
I wish I could pay my brother to do stuff like that. He's just got a job. Like.
You're paid to sit in the audience at your comedy shows and see what the real... Are you playing last week's show while we're recording this week's?
I'm not. I'm just checking how many views we got.
Don't upset us.
A conflict of interest here.
No, yeah.
We'll just do a repeat, will we?
Let's just put this up to the mic.
Okay, so let's get to... No, forget about it. I want to talk about this. Because we do the MMA show on 103.2 FM at 4 o'clock, myself and Kenny, and we only got to preview the McGregor fight last night, and I don't want to wait a week to talk about it. So did you see it?
Yeah.
And as somebody who isn't an avid mixed martial arts watcher, what did you guys think of his performance?
I think it's like watching Peter Crouch learn MMA. Like, I don't even know if he's good. He's just long.
He's long compared to Dennis Seaver.
It's a human version of Groot.
Again, doesn't watch much MMA. What do you think of him?
I didn't stay up for. I may as well have because we can actually get to sleep till 4:30 anyway.
I stayed up.
But no, he was. I just watched it today because it was 5 minutes long.
Yeah, well, a little bit more.
So I just watched it today and he was knocked on the floor once or twice. Or was that him losing his balance?
It was one slip and one leg kick. This is the issue.
Do you think like because he was expected to kill this guy anyway?
Yeah.
Surely then maybe against your man.
Well, the issue. Well, that's not a good comparison because Dennis Seaver still is in the top 10 in terms of the weight division.
But he's
So
probably
no
not as good as the
slouch.
Brazilian lad. He
Okay,
was against
well,
in
he's
July.
obviously not as good as the champion who hasn't been defeated in 10 years. No, that's a fair thing to
No,
say.
no, the Brazilian guy he beat in July.
Oh, okay, Diego Brandão. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. But the issue is his stance, and a lot of people are saying that he leaves his front leg so exposed that like leg kicks will be an issue. And obviously Dennis Seaver's reach, he wasn't able to get these leg kicks in. But
Who's the little girl he tried to trample at the end?
I don't know. But that was the greatest moment in UFC history, in my opinion. The fact that he didn't even have to look. As soon as he won the fight, he just ran and hopped like a frog
I've never
over the
seen him,
cage.
yeah.
It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
He was flipping the bird and everything. He just reminded me of Steve Austin up there.
I am not a patriotic person. I'm obviously a sports fan. I've never felt this way in terms of patriotism and sports. He makes me proud to be Irish as an individual. I don't know if you can compare it to anybody else. Like, who else do we have? Katie Taylor is a lunatic born-again Christian who has a face like a slapped arse. Sonia O'Sullivan takes shits and runs a bit. Like, there's nobody else that comes close to this guy.
Irish eyes are smiling. Robbie Keane, welcome to Hollywood. Excuse me.
Look, Robbie Keane is great, but I don't think Robbie Keane
Remember he
would
pretended to have a broken arm.
hold the room the way he does. When I went to Gibney's and Robbie Keane was feigning a broken arm during his Liverpool tenure to get out of international duty, I had a ton of respect for him. And I also lost a ton of respect for him.
Was he pissed?
He was drinking.
That must
You're,
like he
you're
was
allowed
like,
in a pub. Like.
Yeah, well,
You're not allowed to smoke in the
Is it
showers, though.
Newcastle or Man City who are going for a big piss up now in Dubai for a few days? I think it's Man City.
Is it? Yeah?
Yeah, just
They don't deserve it.
no, they do not.
We'll get to that. Okay, back to football. Sexy David Ginola wants to take over FIFA as El Presidente. First off, there's a lot to say here. Does he qualify? Like,
He has to get other people to go vote for him.
do you
It was
not
a-
have to be in a position of authority for 2 years before you can run or something?
He was-
Sort
no,
of.
he-
You have
he
to be
was-
in a position of football.
he
and
was,
he
he
was
helped
like a
get
manager,
the-
coach. Or
he was
nonsense
he was
like that.
coaching, and he was also at a very, very big part of France getting the Euros in 2016.
Okay.
Like David Beckham was a big part of the Olympics. Like
But he was part of the team, and apparently he's qualified because he was an ambassador or doing some sort of role.
all I care for is if you want to do a job like this and you want to hold a press conference to announce it, know what's going on. Like they asked him about 4 questions about Qatar and Platini and all those idiots, and he's just like, I don't know, I'll find out.
Yeah. I don't fancy his chances. I do, however, fancy him.
There's the other guy, Champagne. Is that the other guy?
The flat rapper, is he?
Champagne. Yeah, he's.
Not all rappers.
Are you talking about the Argentinian defender?
No, that's Campagnaro.
Yeah.
No, there's some other lad. He was going for it, and he says he's not got enough power. Bladder. Sepp Blatter, yeah.
See, you're having
Bladder.
an issue here. It's like me last week, the managers.
Tony
I've
Mead a
actually-
week before.
I've actually, we're all. It's just a disease that's spreading like Dan's glaucoma. I've actually, speaking of eyes, I've tattooed the managers and their respective Premier League teams to the inside of my eyeball, so it's all good.
How's that working out for you?
Impairing.
You know you have a page in front of you. You could just write them down. Like you've really damaged your eyes.
Look, listen.
Yeah, like
man.
just blows of paper
Judging
here.
by this studio, I think we use enough paper as it is. Dan, Leeds, Cellino has been basically told, nah, not happening for you. So what what does this mean?
It means we're probably going bust. It means there's a possibility we won't be a club in a few months.
I don't mean to laugh, but that's gas.
Well, yeah, Mr. fucking prick over there.
Oh God! Oh God!
My sore spot, my one weakness.
Right, I'm out.
The pen.
Pens been thrown.
Okay, go on. Talk to
No,
us.
no, move on. No, move on.
No, I do.
No,
wanna-
no, move on. No, go on.
It will
Is
never
this-
happen.
So what do you mean by being bankrupt?
Well, he's not allowed to run the club.
Can he not pass it on? Can he not sell it on?
No. Well, he can, but I don't know how he's going to get anyone who want to take this now. 'Cause
That's
transfer embargo.
fine. Leeds United is just like a cockroach. Like there'll be a nuclear war and Leeds will survive and everyone else will be dead. Like,
Well, no one else seems to be in any trouble.
Do they still not own Ellen Road?
No, he can't get a loan to buy it. He needs to get a stable loan or something, and he can't get it.
If he sold the boat, would they think differently?
Well, I don't think he doesn't even have it on him. It's in Italy.
Well, I don't think he's carrying it around in his pocket.
Well,
No.
he could have gone up the fucking Mediterranean with it, like.
All right. In.
So I don't know.
Okay. Nicholas Otamendi to Man United.
Who?
Otamendi. I know him. You know him, Dan. We all
Yeah.
know him, except John. What's the crack?
It's like 30 million bid from Man United.
Where's he at?
Valencia.
I call bollocks.
Where's he play?
Son and a half.
Okay.
He's Argentinian.
No, yeah, but he's Argentinian. Why won't they just get champagne instead?
Is he not? Is he
running
still
for
Napoli?
Oh, that's
Is he not running some Napoli?
say again, sorry.
Is he not with Napoli still?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Yeah.
I presume so. Is that literally the biggest transfer news of the week?
Nothing's
Did
happening.
nothing happen last week?
Eto'o.
Arsenal signed a young lad.
Yeah, some lad from Legia Warsaw.
Yeah. Highly contested. Nothing of
Played
the
well
way
against
of,
Pats over the summer, last summer.
nothing of the way of rumours really going around that look anything. The usual 40 million for Benzema, who of course definitely wants to go to Liverpool.
Eto'o going to Sampdoria.
Yeah, well we thought
Still be Neil's transfer of the season at the end of the year.
Listen, I don't think that you guys saw Eto'o the way I saw him this year.
I don't think anyone sees Eto'o the way you see.
He's terrible, mate.
He played
His wife calls you for tips.
Sorry, I actually I wish that I should really start going over our conversations on our little soccer show private message before I do a show, because there's a lot that we talk about during the week that we forget to bring up. One being that you were telling me how terrible he's been since he left Inter, and I was telling you I gave you his scoring record against the big sides last year. Yeah, did very well. Did very well for
A
Chelsea.
couple of goals.
He scored a couple of very important goals.
Well,
Look, listen,
didn't win anything.
he played as a number 4 for Everton once this year and looked incredible. Utility player.
No.
He still would be more successful than Balotelli at Liverpool.
Yeah, because he was a free transfer. It's about
No,
it.
because he probably scored a goal.
I think. Well, he's only scored about 2, I'd say.
Nah. So nothing else happening in the way of transfers then?
This is gonna be a quick show, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, let's do a Premier League review. Do you want to just go through the results and then have your little insights here, or do you want to? How do you want to do this?
Well, they're all John's headlines, so
I had to fill the page with something.
Yeah, fair play.
I'm helping Neil.
And I need it. Okay, let's have a look then at the results, starting with Sunderland and Tottenham on Saturday. Jan Vertonghen with a early goal for Spurs. Larsson equalised at the 31st minute. And Christian Eriksen, who has popped up about 4 times this year. Spurs have scored...
they've won like 12 points from the 88th minute onwards this year.
But it was the same with
and it's all
Southampton.
Ericsson.
It's the same
Yeah.
as Southampton did it last year. Like Pochettino just has like the fittest teams. Like everyone else is just knackered by the 90th minute.
Ah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Spurs are improving, but they're still way off.
I think I watched the match on Saturday.
way
I was
off
watching
there,
with a
not-
Spurs match. Like Larsson
Can't keep
scored a
getting
lovely
away with
free
every
kick.
game.
Defoe did not get a goal in his debut, despite 14 million. Is there his combined transfer like wages and off in the next few years? That's how much it cost.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, that's the transfer. Defoe went to Sunderland.
Oh yeah, and played and
No, I know.
got an assist and maybe should have got a penalty. It was similar to the penalty Arsenal got.
Which shouldn't have been a penalty, in my opinion.
The Arsenal.
Yeah.
Ah,
And
was.
Vertonghen got 2 lovely goals, and they're both going to be taken off him now. So I'm very upset about it.
Really?
Yeah, because
Did you not see the offside?
it was like
No.
it was like one
Oh
of
my god.
Pantilimon came up for a corner,
Yeah.
and it came to Vertonghen. They passed it to him, and he was inside his own half, and he
And he
was called
shot.
offside, and he scored. A bit of Xabi Alonso-esque, but for closer in, and it was disallowed for offside. And then the goal he actually scored was like the biggest deflection ever. But I feel a bit better for him.
Yeah, that's pretty
He could
bad.
drown his sorrows with a transfer to Liverpool, as I'm still
Yeah.
hoping for.
He's not very good though.
He's excellent.
He's not bad.
He's
That's plenty. I think that's the 4th or 5th 2-1 Spurs have had this year. So you really think it's a matter of time before the bloom's off the rose? You don't think you can keep this up? They're winning.
well, they're not that good, Spurs though.
Soldado's useless.
Like
Oh, yeah,
they've
well-
no spine of that team.
So
Oh,
did Soldado play?
Yeah, he started.
Oh, he did start. Okay.
I also realized
6th.
I also realized that Harry Kane has a special move. Like
He does.
he does.
choke slam.
No, he cuts back and he crosses it across the goalkeeper, and it always sort of hits the bottom corner. It hit the post the other day. And I was like, that's the exact thing he did against Crystal Palace and
Yeah.
scored, and against Chelsea. Like,
He has a move. Unfortunately, he didn't score this week. I still. But did you see who was there? Roy. Having a look at him. I'm
What?
telling you, this front three
Roy
of
wasn't-
Ings,
Roy wasn't
Austin,
there.
Ings, Austin, and Kane.
Roy was at QPR, you know.
Oh yeah. So he was looking at
He's checking.
he was looking at Austin.
He had a
Sorry.
stream on his phone of
Yeah.
Harry Kane.
I'm telling you,
player
this
cam.
front three. This front three.
Hope it happens.
Rooney's going to retire from international football, right? And
Sturridge is still a
Sturridge
ghost.
doesn't exist. So there's your answer. Speaking of Queens Park Rangers and Wayne Rooney, 2-0 at Loftus Road. going into this match, a lot of the papers had Harry's head on the gavel, saying if they lost that he'd be gone, and it's come out today that they're backing him. That's right. Nobody can see what you're doing. Yeah, so
Radio, Dan.
so he's sticking around. Harry Redknapp. Man United were pretty god awful.
Di Maria up front again.
Yeah.
When he moved-
All the fans are going mad for this 3-5-2 to stop, and they want 4-4-2.
Did you see when it should have been 1-1 because Rojo and Evans ran into each other?
Yep.
And let Vargas, is that it?
Yep.
Vargas clean through, and he had Austin on one side and Zamora on the other, and just ran himself. I was just like, he looked so confused. I think he wanted to give it to Austin, and Zamora was shouting to give it to Austin, and he just like tried to backheel it to Zamora. It's like, oh, you moron.
Yeah, well, you know, they still won though, but do you think Harry is gone? He says Tony Fernandez came out today and said he's not.
No, this is my point, that they've actually come out to basically say, okay, I know what you heard before the match, but no, he's sticking around.
I seem like Harry is more than happy to go, to walk.
Really?
Because he doesn't want to have that on his CV.
Yeah.
He needs to roll down his windows on transfer deadline day, so we have at least till February.
Yeah, he loves that whole thing. Do you remember last year? I think it was like they couldn't get an interview with him, and like the Sky Sports lad was like nearly crying, like
Yeah.
They had to shake things up with a dildo in the ear.
Yeah, don't think that wasn't an inside job.
Where was that? Was it Stoke?
United were very bad in the first half. It is
But
fair to
they've
say.
been bad for a long time.
Was anyone else disappointed with Fellaini's celebration?
Why? Because the goal was so good.
No, it's just I see. Well, it got a lot of deflections, so
Yeah.
But like you expect him to be this big fuck off like bully, like arsehole kind of character, and he runs over and hugs the 20-year-old Januzaj a bit. Like I know they're international teammates. And
Yeah,
all, but
they're
like,
pals.
nah, I should like stick his head down the toilet or something.
He's
Like,
linked
the
to
bully that he is.
He's
like,
actually linked to the move to Hull for loan.
that's
Januzaj,
Januzaj.
yeah.
That probably
Oh, that's
happened.
right. Yeah.
So that's another one. But like
this-
again, another player who is not that good.
Fellaini getting the goal on 58th minute, and then James Wilson making it official on the 90th. Is that his first Premier League goal?
I thought it
he
was.
scored. He
but
scored 2 against Hull last year, if my memory serves me correct.
Last year, what?
Something happened
Ryan
last year.
Giggs,
No
Ryan
recollection.
Giggs managing the team, and Wilson came on and scored 2 goals, I think.
I vaguely remember that. Do you see what Van Gaal called Queen's Park Rangers?
Spoof for the week.
Queen's
Queen's
Park.
Park Raisins.
Yeah,
Raisins.
incredible.
Just talking about Harry Redknapp there.
Sorry?
He's just a Queen's Park
It's
Raisin.
almost as bad as the Eden Hazard thing. The strawberry.
It's pretty bad. Another dubious decision by Van Gaal was having Phil Jones take the corners. Diego Aspas syndrome.
think-
Throw 2 hands up in the air?
Do you think?
Like I have no idea what I'm doing here.
What's he doing?
Do you think Van Gaal is just kind of going to just really piss people off now? It's like this is my team. I'm doing what I want.
I don't
I
think
think
he'll
it's
do
more
that,
that
though.
he had a decent team with all his injuries, and they're all coming back now, and he's no idea what to do with himself.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't know his best team, does he?
No.
No, well that's
You're playing Di Maria up front. So Van Persie wasn't there because...
he's injured. I think.
Okay, great.
But like, I don't know. They've got Rooney in midfield, and Falcao or Wilson on the bench, and Di Maria up front.
Yeah, Di Maria needs to be playing not with his back to goal, and just like there were some moments where Di Maria did drop deep, and he had 2 incredible over the top balls to Falcao.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah,
Mata
that's
had a
where
few
you
as
should
well.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't, yeah. No, I
Like you look where Di
Rooney's
Maria was.
doing fine
You
in
saw
the
where
midfield.
Di Maria was at his best season ever last year,
was centre mid.
playing as centre attacking mid.
Yeah.
And like he was man of the match in Champions League final. He
Yep.
ripped Barcelona apart loads of times last season.
Yep.
You know?
No, it makes sense. Next up, we had Leicester City losing 1-0 in the King Power to Stoke. A bit of magic by Bojan to get the goal in the 63rd minute. A pretty shite match.
It was horrible.
Fucking awful.
They've beaten each other. Stoke lost at home at the start of the year to Leicester 1-0. Crap game.
Yeah.
And now Stoke went to Leicester and won 1-0 in a crap game.
Things aren't looking good for Leicester.
Well, they kind of went on a bit of a run there, but you have to
Bottom
probably
of the
say they're
table.
going to
They're
go.
bottom of
They're probably going to go down.
Just because of his tone, I was like, hold on a minute, I need to check.
no, Dan's lying here.
Well, I never said they weren't bottom of the table. I just said there's so many bad teams down there. Like, you know,
Yeah, it's
you wouldn't rule any of them from getting out of it. There's like anyone from Villa down.
it's
Like,
it's
Villa with
incredible.
their 11 goals all season.
I have Swansea now.
If anybody wants to know how, I can't believe we didn't mention this, but if anybody wants to know how bad the league has been this year,
It's shocking.
last week David Moyes and Val Hall were on the exact same point, and Man, you were third. So
And was Moyes 7th or 8th this time?
yeah,
And he was getting absolutely. So that's again the thing again. Everyone said, "Oh, United they're really good this year, Van Gaal."
But
And they have not been good.
He
They
is
have not
changing-
been.
He is changing things though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like David Moyes like came out in a match going, "Well, Van Persie wasn't fit, but if I didn't play him, they would kill me."
But that's true.
Like Van Gaal dropped
That's
back
true
down.
though. But that's true though. Like he was.
Exactly.
He had
Yeah,
no,
you
he
have
would have had
confidence
to
in
put. He
somebody.
would have had to put fucking. Who did he have up front last year? Welbeck
Yeah.
Yeah.
up front by himself or Chicharito.
Yeah.
But
Now he's like, oh, I don't have to play Van Persie. I've got Falcao. I spent
Yeah.
170 million in
And also-
2 months. You know, like,
David Moyes took over the champions. Van Gaal took over a team that finished 7th.
That's very true.
technically he's not doing any better.
Well, he's 3rd.
So he is technically doing better.
Points wise, no.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And look, listen, I
Since
think
he's lucky, all the other teams in the top 4 are crap.
he-
Like the top
Yeah.
4 last year was so competitive around this time,
but look, his vision and the
and there was
uh,
also Everton as well.
his vision, the backing of the owners, his allowance to spend, and just his kind of tenure, and the
do
fact
you-
people will want to come play.
you
for
not
Man-
think, though-
Wait a sec. The fact that people want to come and play for Man United, I think that I don't think it's fair to compare the two.
Well, they're gonna, of course, they want to go and play for Man United if they're offering them like fucking 300 grand a week.
I still think people.
Like-
my point is that people would rather play for him than David Moyes, and I don't think it's fair to compare them at all.
I still think though he's only probably doing the minimum he should be doing.
Do you think that
Like
they'd
the
be-
amount of money they have spent,
Okay.
and the players they have.
Here's the real question: if they never got rid of Moyes, would they be in a better or worse position than they are right now?
They'd be similar enough, but
No, they wouldn't.
No, they would not.
they would.
No, they
No, they
wouldn't
would
because they wouldn't have been able to get the players in.
I still think money would talk a lot. Money talks.
So,
Of course it does.
Look,
So you can imagine
Di Maria
David
going,
Moyes. You can imagine the United board paying the 70 million for Di Maria and whatever amount of money for Falcao, and just big ginger Dave Moyes there holding the jersey with a big smile. You
No.
can imagine that summer happening
never.
with him.
That's the
But
point.
what's-
And it, considering
Van
they,
Gaal-
they never did it with
I know
Ferguson.
Van Gaal got to the semi-final of the World Cup, and the Dutch actually surprised me anyway. I suppose
David Moyes finished 4th that one year.
surprised a lot of people. No, I'm saying what's Van Gaal done though to in recent years. Moyes should never
Got
been
to the
appointed
Champions
in the
League final
first.
2 years ago or something, didn't he? 3 years ago.
And he got to the semi-final of the World Cup the summer.
Well, I
the
did.
summer-
I did say
Just
besides
coming.
that. I said
Like,
besides
what's David Moyes done recently? Other than eat a
But he
packet
shouldn't
of
have got the
crisps
job in the first
stands?
place.
Although in fairness to Dan, he was already the Man United manager before he got to the semi-final.
Yes.
So, okay. Anyway, moving on. Burnley and Crystal Palace. That was an extremely,
game.
extremely exciting game. Burnley went 2-0 up. Danny Ings doing what he does, getting the second goal for Burnley, and then Crystal Palace 28-48 in 88 minute. It's just incredible.
I was convinced that Dwight Gale only scored against Liverpool, but apparently he's 10 goals this season. I was like, who have they come against?
How many you got against you? Two this year was
Got
it?
1, was it?
Two
Yeah.
last year. You got the 2 goals.
Yeah,
the-
you got 2 last year.
that game.
But is Pardew a good manager? I have in my notes here. Newcastle, they're struggling. Crystal Palace are
Well,
like 12th or something now.
didn't I put that out last week that Newcastle should be careful what they wish for? Like, he's doing fine, Pardew. It was besides a no cup run and bad performances against Sunderland, they were doing fine.
Yeah.
For what he had, you know.
Yeah, they were
I
doing
think
fine.
what Newcastle were looking for and the investment they put in, he was doing a good job.
Why don't
He's
they
not
have
going to get you to Champions League, but
Why don't they have a
he's doing
manager
fine.
yet? Newcastle, weren't they?
I
weren't they
think
close last
Michael
week?
Laudrup has come in now, shot into like second favourite now.
Yeah.
He'd be decent, but they still want your man. Is it Remy Garde off like Marseille or something? Or
See, I'm looking at this table now, and I have no idea because although all the bottom half teams are quite awful, that Swansea were horrific against Chelsea. I don't know if we're getting to that now or.
We're not.
Swansea won't
Yeah.
go down. Joe.
But the thing about Swansea
They've no
is,
one to score goals, and they gave 3 to Chelsea.
yeah, I think
Like,
the
you
issue.
probably
I-
won't play that badly again.
Chelsea were
Well, now hold on.
absolutely
Think about
incredible. though.
Swansea didn't have a good time against us either. I think that they can beat maybe the people around them, but after losing their most
They did-
prolific striker,
They did beat
it's
Man United
downhill.
and Arsenal this year.
Yeah, I think it's
And-
Yeah,
downhill
they
from
just sold
here.
their
though.
best player. Though.
Yeah. I think it's downhill from here.
And
I know
Gomez-
that Chelsea were incredible on Saturday. I know we haven't got to that yet, but they were incredible. But they were 1-0 up after 50 seconds, and then the third goal as
Worst team
well
to
was
go
a
1-0
horrible
down
mistake.
against.
Exactly, the game was over. You've seen like that 1-0 you could see that 50 seconds mess by Swansea. Chelsea were putting pressure, and that was the game.
Oh, apologies. No, look, we'll go to that now. Yeah, no, Oscar scored in the first minute. Costa then with a brace, and Oscar again. And then
William hit the woodwork twice.
he did. Oh, no, it could have been like 7 or 8 now.
That was like, I know Swansea weren't great, but I was just so impressed with Chelsea. It was like
magic.
I watched the football first thing on Sky Sports.
Yeah.
Before I went to the pub, and I was watching for about. They showed about good 20 odd minutes at least of a half each. They showed a lot of highlights. Swansea did not get out of their own half, and Chelsea were literally carving them. Like it could have been actually 8-0 at half time.
Yeah,
that's actually not an exaggeration.
First
at
half
all.
performance was
I think I was
incredible.
just.
It was
like,
incredible.
I read the match review and listened to the Guardian before I watched Match of the Day before I came here. And I think I was just expecting like world class stuff, and I was like, well, there's 3 goals they've really messed up on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could have been loads.
Yeah, but
Chelsea were good,
they like the keeper actually was making some saves, and they hit the post twice.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like it could have been anything really. Like
Yeah.
it was very. That was really a landmark performance. It's like
Sure.
the City, like we're not going anywhere. We're top,
And especially...
they will win the league.
And I
Like
think-
they will win it. Like
And I think it shook City, and we'll get to what happened to them on Sunday. Shirley got the 5th goal on the 80th minute. I just don't see him having any sort of future there. Can you see him? I don't see Jose letting go of him now, though. But
I
he'll
could
go
see
in
him
the summer.
go as maybe a replacement for Marco Rice in the
See,
summer. What
you've
do you think?
always thought this, and
But he's gonna
Who's
come
this?
back to.
but Dan, when
Surely.
did they do swapsies? They never do swapsies.
No.
anymore.
Royce to go to Madrid or something, or wherever he goes.
Oh, okay.
And then they go, here, we'll take Shirley.
I thought
back.
you were saying that Shirley would go to.
No.
No.
But that possible.
I think that's
Do you see
certainly possible.
Mourinho's comments?
As much as it would be, I was thinking that Shirley was not a lock, but I thought Madrid or City, but I think there's just as much a chance that he'd go
Well,
to
Barca
Chelsea.
can't buy anyone in the summer.
That's
so.
my point. So I think he.
Bayern or Madrid, really.
No, he's not going to Bayern. He's not going to Bayern.
I wouldn't.
He wouldn't shake Lewandowski's hand a couple of weeks ago for that very reason.
I,
It's Dan. He's literally like,
they all go there.
yeah. Well,
It's the B team.
I don't see Hummels or Royce doing the jump.
Do you see Mourinho's comments about the match tomorrow, about like Gerrard and Liverpool and all that?
Okay, what did he do?
Like, first off, the classic. Anfield's great to play in, but I has tough memories of losing a Champions League semi-final to no goals being scored. And then he was like,
He's right.
And he goes, Chelsea fans, I just hope they stop singing that song about Steven Gerrard. Like, it was funny at the start, but now he's too good of a player. Like, he's a legend.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, it's disrespectful. Like, one of my hardest moments as a manager was when we couldn't get it for Chelsea. Like, I had dreams of Makelele, Gerrard, Lampard midfield. Yeah, exactly. That was my thought when I was like, wow. And then he was like,
Would that have worked,
and
though?
he's
They
like-
never played together well.
That's because they always played side by side. I think the idea would have
But now,
been...
then the boat be bombing forward still.
exactly, but with Makelele, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's what Chelsea are doing now with Oscar and Fabregas. Like,
Exactly.
exactly. Just sitting there.
yeah. I think that's what he likes. Like, geez, look at Madrid last year. Is that Xabi? And
2
then-
years ago.
Sorry,
Yeah,
it's
Xabi or
Xabi.
Khedira, and then the
Yeah,
two
just-
lads.
yeah, just go for it,
Ozil
yeah.
and
Ozil, Modric.
Modric.
Yeah, but then he was like, just like having a few digs at Lampard, like, because he was like, he's a great player, and the fact that he's leaving never to play against Liverpool and all that sort of stuff. Like, it's just
Yeah, I was going to ask. I read those comments. I didn't know that it started from a conversation about the chant. I was going to ask, do you think he was being sincere, or was he bringing up the chant so people would do it? But clearly, he's
I think
sincere.
I think he does respect Gerrard.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he's just like, he just says that the two big ones that he's missed out on was Gerrard and Lampard in
we'll,
Milan.
we'll preview the Capital One Cup.
I honestly don't
in a
think
moment.
Mourinho actually respects a hell of a lot of people. The only person I can really think he doesn't respect is Arsene Wenger. He hates him.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah,
I think, and maybe Rafa. I think he kind of wandered up a few times.
yeah.
Like he's
yeah.
good mates of Ferguson. Very good mates of
Oh, yeah,
Ferguson.
yeah.
Like he says, he was got fine. I'm going to bring my Portuguese wine next time and
He
we'll have
likes-
a better
yeah,
chat and all
no,
this. So,
definitely. Yeah, so Crystal Palace probably, I think, look very good to stay up, and Pardew's having
Well, I will
they've
say
they've
that-
helped things by sacking Warnock, that fucking
if
idiot.
Pardew's anything like he was at Newcastle, they go through forms. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
they, although then again, the table's so bad at the minute that he just like
Like
a
if
couple
you look at
more
the table
wins,
here,
they're
like,
fine.
There's really Everton won't go down.
What's
But
the score on that match? If they lose to West Brom tonight, I wouldn't rule it out.
right now we're at 0-0 still in the 80th minute. Jesus.
still
Everton
good,
are
yeah.
13th and they're on 22 points. If they draw tonight, they leapfrog Palace for 12th. So say they go to 12th. You could actually literally pick any of those 7. They're all terrible.
Yeah.
I think Palace will be alright. I think at the moment it looks like,
You'd have to fancy Villa
I think
to
Villa-
not get
Villa
do
could-
any better.
but Villa, like, they're not conceding many goals, but if you can't they've only scored 11 goals.
It's fucking unreal.
That's half a goal every game.
Yep.
You know.
Okay, moving on to Aston Villa versus Liverpool. This is at Villa Park. It was one of those performances where Liverpool were very, very good in the first half. Barini scoring. Second half, Villa shellacked Liverpool for the first 25 minutes. But it's the story of their season where they can bombard teams, but if they don't score in that flourish or in that flurry of attack, that's it. They just accept that they're not going to score. Ricky Lambert then came on to seal it at 2-0 in the 79th minute with a really, really well taken goal. I think it's very important to say that
he scored at Anfield.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think.
I think it's very important to say that you couldn't have two players score for Liverpool that it's more important to. I think both of these guys, when you look at the strikers record for Liverpool in the Premier League this year, having those two guys actually come up with the goods was really important.
This match appalled me for two reasons. One, the Aston Villa fans who plan to come in 8 minutes late, one for each year Randy Lerner's been in charge, to be like, get out of our club, all that sort of stuff, and then changed their mind because Liverpool were playing, so they came in. And then the second one was Liverpool's celebration. Ricky Lambert jumping in. What the hell was that? The only time I've seen that last season.
Lucas doing?
Did you see what happened to Lucas?
Yeah,
Lucas.
He couldn't get in one side and died in the other. But like, we did that celebration, I think, when Coutinho scored against Man
City last year.
Like, almost won us the league. They say, we've just beaten Aston Villa.
Well, I think it does seem like
I think it was as much of a personal victory for Ricky Lambert.
I think though you have turned a corner.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I still think you're way off Arsenal and Man United and Southampton.
We've 2 matches to play Chelsea in the next week.
You know, like if Chelsea, if you played away, if Chelsea,
We play Chelsea tomorrow. And
Yeah.
the week after.
And the week after. Oh yeah, it's Chelsea
Well,
Man City
like-
this weekend though, isn't it?
No, it's FA Cup this weekend.
it's
is it?
Chelsea Man City the week after.
Oh,
It's the week
okay,
we're
sure.
in Liverpool, so we have to find a pub.
Okay, very good. So anyway, yeah, no, good result for Liverpool, and very important for those guys to get the goals between them.
Still, you're only 4 points off Arsenal.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Anything can happen.
You know,
Anything can happen. Is all I'm
and
saying.
it's good you finally turned. You've more wins now than losses,
Sure.
which was actually quite high the
Yeah.
other way around. So
No, I completely agree. And look, I don't hold out hope for fourth place, but it's now more of a possibility.
Obviously,
than
you want to get
it's more of a
top
possibility
four,
now than it has
but
been
could you
this
nearly
year so far.
go and regroup again this year, and then go again next year with no European football again?
We'll be in the
To have
Europa
another
League.
crack.
I'd say we'll be at least in the Europa League, though.
Actually, we pretty much no. It depends because the Carling Cup.
You know, a lot of people are putting down this turn of form for Liverpool.
3 at the back.
Being the formation is just fantastic, and it works, and Brendan's finally found how to get the best out of a slightly above average bunch. But I think it's the lack of European football. When you look at our form now compared to our form when we were in the Champions League, I just hope that
it's coming back.
this
Though,
is my
next
point.
month.
I think
just,
it's the new signings getting into form though. Like
I think it's all
Can
of
and Markovic have been brilliant.
definitely, but I just
Showing
wonder
the world-class player he is.
when we have to worry about the Europa League. I just hope that it doesn't
When's that
strain
draw,
the
or
team.
has it been made?
It's already happened. I think.
Who'd you get? Some like
Besiktas or
Albanian team or
something,
something, was it?
No,
We're
we
going back
got
to Istanbul,
yeah,
aren't
we're
we?
back to Istanbul. Did you not see that comic strip I sent you?
Oh,
The
that thing.
funniest thing I've ever read in my life.
Oh, that, yeah,
So
okay.
well.
I think they should call it. What was it? Constantinople. And Brendan's like, I don't think so. And he goes, oh, they might. So good. I'm going to post that in the comments of the when we post the show. It's
We always say that.
it's a little. This I will. It's a little comic strip about the Steve Gerrard farewell tour, or as Brendan Rodgers calls it, you mean our competitive away fixtures. All right. So moving on to Newcastle and Southampton, as if it couldn't get any better for Southampton, they win away again.
Their new signing.
And their new signing.
Scores 2 goals. They don't play well, and they go up there and win 2-1.
They
were very lucky,
This
though.
is just
Very
like
lucky.
you just kind of have to wonder what's going to stop them? What's going to stop them?
Any decent team.
Well, I read
Newcastle are completely out of form and bossed them.
they bet Man United Old Trafford last
They
week.
beat Man United. They beat
I went
Arsenal.
through their
they drew to
fixtures.
Chelsea.
I think their fixtures are pretty all right.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I think you're overlooking those fixtures. I think, and I
don't
think
know.
everyone has to play everyone anyway. So it's like, you're not going. Oh, we've got these 3 games coming up. It's like, but everyone has to play the same games.
I know.
fair.
I think I do think it does mean something though if you have a good run of fixtures and you're going into those good run of fixtures in form. It's better than.
Well, you'd rather play your rivals in good form, not crap, because you can take. It's a 6-point game.
Well, they've already.
That's why Harry Redknapp has that great home form, because he's played all the nonsense there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, either way, is
All
it
the
how do you
nonsense.
pronounce his name? Is it Elia?
Elia.
Yeah.
He looked alright actually.
He looked great. He's
like
pacey,
we brought
strong.
up last week. He was actually good like a couple of years ago.
I've always thought he was very good.
Yeah.
I always thought he just looked like one of those-
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah, that's when that World Cup was.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. We're
Well,
old.
I just think it's one of those things where he's just one of those players that I think needs the right players around him and the right manager. He's got a shitload of abilities.
His Dutch manager. So.
Yeah.
Hugged him. I thought that was a bit weird.
Really?
Been there a week, mate.
They must have known each other. They must know each other. Okay, so next up, speaking of another informed team, West Ham against Hull City. Former Liverpool duo Andy Carroll and Stuart Downing getting the goals. Andy Carroll's been in great form since he's come back. 3-0. The first half was actually gross.
Hull should have been 2 up.
Yeah.
We can't forget the big story of this Sunday, Super Sunday football,
Yeah.
which was advertised everywhere. It was Henry's debut for Sky Sports.
How did that go?
He was awful.
Oh,
I have,
He's an awful
I
player.
have written down in my notes, he did his Alec Baldwin from Friends. Do you remember his character where he's like, wasn't that just the best traffic jam you've ever been in? That's basically like Sam Allardyce, one of the best coaches in England. Oh, Andy Carroll, one of the best strikers in the world. Stuart
didn't
Downing,
say he's one of the
having
best
the best season of his life.
Oh my
Like,
god.
look at him, 4 goals this season, Stuart Downing. 4 in his last 3 seasons or something.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think of Carroll? Is it just right place, right time, or do you think
I think
that
he just
he's
goes through these forms. I think in his final few things with Liverpool, he was doing it like he was scoring in semi-finals and finals and Premier League matches. Like he goes through a few weeks. Like
yeah?
he'll get injured. Like he's just Daniel Sturridge. Like
To be fair, Carroll's probably playing the best he's played since he was at Newcastle.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think he's playing pretty well at Liverpool for moments, but people just 35 million.
Well, he's scoring goals now, and he's
scoring now
putting
for Liverpool.
himself in the box, which he never did with Liverpool. It's like, that's good work, Andy. Get in the box. You know,
He did a bit. I think his Liverpool tenure is remembered kind of incorrectly.
he's one of those he's all those West Ham players like Downing and Carroll. Obviously, just ironically, both play for Liverpool. They're good players at a level, and they can play well. But once they go to a big team,
yeah.
like they're not good enough to step up to that big team or have the mental strength.
But
Like they're fine at the level they're at. They're grand.
Hull are the worst team in the league, though. Like not table wise, that's Leicester. Despite
They've won
Dan's idea.
they've only won like 5 games in 2014.
yeah, they're not good.
5 games, and they nearly won the FA Cup as well.
I think obviously we have a lot of interest in it because we're going to Liverpool and West Ham, but that game's going to mean a lot. So close to each other in the table.
A 0 off, and you're gonna have a great time. I'm gonna be sitting there in work, laughing my head off, and not missing it at all.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so getting on to the final game of Super Sunday, which of course is Manchester City versus Arsenal at the Etihad Stadium. We just have some breaking news here first.
Oh, fuck off!
Deirdre Barlow.
Who? Very sad.
Deirdre Barlow off the Corrie has gone and died. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at John, by the way.
Might as well do this fucking show on a Saturday. The lives you fuckers have. Someone from Coronation Street actress died. Get fucked.
Well, look, listen. She's come back.
More
on you
people
now,
will
mate.
listen to this and go to her funeral.
We'll see.
That's very debatable.
I hope you're right. Okay.
The lads of Carrie go listen to this instead.
I really hope you're right. Okay.
There's
so-
our hashtag. More listens than funeral.
Okay, go on.
Should we put her as our
Should we
picture?
go back? Should we go? No, we won't. No.
Go
John
after
will
her-
explode.
Put the whole Barlow family.
I'm gonna get absolutely Deirdre Barlow tonight in her memory.
We have a secret. We have a secret page on Facebook, the band do. That we have our conversations, and it's actually called the Deirdre Barlow Appreciation Society. That's a rip. All right. Santi
Chelsea,
Cazorla.
Arsenal.
Santi Cazorla.
Oh, hang on, lads.
No, not Chelsea.
Chelsea City.
I haven't
Arsenal.
got my black armband on yet.
I know.
Remembering you.
Yeah.
Deirdre Barlow Memorial Show.
Her and Robin Williams dying during us doing shows. Inconsiderate. Okay.
They could melt down her glasses and make a glass coffee.
Remember her rotten neck as well.
It's worse now.
Poor Ken.
Fucking hell.
Ken.
Okay, all right, come on, back to this. Santi Cazorla, man of the match, scored a penalty and assisted Giroud, who has scored more
4 and 5.
more headers than anybody in the last 2 seasons. 11 headers.
He's good.
I know he's
I'm
good.
the only person who always been saying that.
I
Who?
never disagreed.
That's all right.
Who?
Giroud.
Giroud, not Giroud now.
Giroud.
Not into him.
No.
Well,
Like
he scored in the last month. He scored at Anfield, and he scored at the Etihad.
That goal at Anfield, I could have scored.
It's a good goal.
Do you you don't think he's any good now?
Thought you were going to ask me to try.
No. Yes, live on the radio.
Santi Cazorla was Arsenal's best player that day as well.
Well,
And
Santi
Liverpool.
Cazorla was pretty incredible here. Arsenal hung on well. It was the least possession they have ever had since they started doing stats for the Premier League
Did you not
games.
say the same thing about when they played Liverpool?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were 2% less.
2% less. So they basically played completely and utterly not like Arsenal, and they came away with a result.
They were excellent.
It's only
They-
taken Wenger
they-
about 30 years or something. He's realised that when you're playing away to a big team, you shouldn't defend.
Yeah.
But no, but they actually were incredible. They were so good. If they actually play like that for the rest of the year, like, or even in big games in Champions
Dan will
League.
get louder.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I kind of came out there. But
I'm not screaming!
no, but if they play like that, though, they could upset a few
If
people.
Arsenal win the Champions League, we'll have to have the podcast with Dan in the next room just screaming in.
Now, a lot has to be said about
How City-
the
how City
defensive
were awful.
midfield. Well, City were absolutely awful.
They did well. They stopped Silva from playing, but they tried to put Lampard in the Yaya role. It's just like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, we'll do that.
yeah. No.
Aguero didn't look fit, and neither did Company.
Agreed. And they brought in Djokovic, who's just not.
Company had a bad day, and he probably should have been sent off for the.
Oh yeah, definitely.
that
like-
foul on
and
Sanchez.
it was a penalty as well. Like he
Yeah.
knew exactly what he was doing, taking him out.
I don't know about that.
He did shuffle across to block Monreal.
So Coquelin got the nod instead of
Was this
Flamini,
Flamini?
and he was just fucking unbelievable.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember
great.
he played actually in the
A2.
years ago. He played in the A2, and I actually thought he was okay when he played a couple of those games. It was in 2011. I actually thought he looked all right, and then he was playing left back then for a while and right back,
Yeah,
and then he was loaned to Charlton this year,
yeah.
and they only called him back because Ramsey, Wilshere, and Arteta were all injured.
He was just.
And now he's the
Unbelievable.
obviously look. They still need someone in the long term, but
well, why can't it be him? He's a young lad. He
They
looked really
they
good.
need some more experience in there.
I honestly think that
I
it's
think
one
he
of,
He did do well though. He did
it's
do
one of
well.
those matches that you're defending and you've no intention, and you play a young guy in defensive mid because they'll just jump in for everything and they'll tackle and they'll pass the ball.
He looked
short pass.
very
Yeah, but
relaxed,
there's
though,
no
as well.
like Ramsey. That was Ramsey's best game of the season as well.
Yeah, because Wenger goes, "Stop running around like a headless chicken, you muppet."
No, but even the counterattacks Arsenal had, they were
Was there much attacks? Was there?
they were the only team who were going to
They
score
were-
in that
yeah,
second
they
half.
were-
Yeah,
the
no,
counter.
I agree with you.
Doing the
But
counter.
Like
No,
they made Man City look like the way Arsenal usually were made look like. You know,
Yeah, I suppose.
like I saw a stat there earlier. They conceded since 2009. They've conceded 43 away goals to both Manchester clubs and Chelsea or something like that. And Liverpool must be as well. There's 43 goals that they've conceded.
It's
like
probably one of those
ridiculous.
teams isn't involved. Probably Liverpool because
Yeah,
43
it's
is
crazy
much for
stats.
10 years or not 5 years 6.
Okay, so with Everton and West Bromwich Albion finishing 0-0.
Did
Yeah,
Lukaku score?
Sorry,
Did Lukaku not score?
it was 0-0.
Was it?
It's finished 0-0.
All right.
Imagine having the best penalty taker in the league in your team
Yeah.
and not letting them take the penalty.
What are you talking about?
They had a penalty and Morelos took it instead of Baines.
What?
Yeah, Morales. took the
Oh
penalty
my
instead.
God! Really? I
Hit the
wasn't
post.
actually looking.
It
at that.
actually finished now.
It did actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
finished 0-0.
Well, what were they saying in that group?
They're just trying to annoy each other because everyone's stream was low.
So we got Chelsea, who are 5 points clear of City after the draw against Arsenal. Southampton 42, 2 ahead of Manchester United, who are 1 ahead of Arsenal. Spurs, West Ham, Liverpool, and Spurs, West Ham, and Liverpool with 2 points between the three of them. Swansea and Stoke make up your top 10. Hull, Queens Park Rangers, and Leicester are your bottom 3.
It's real divide in that league now, isn't there? It's like there's like the kind of top 5 you can really see break away.
What? Top 7?
Yeah.
Or
I
8
think
even?
the top 5, and then there'll be about Spurs, West Ham, Liverpool in the middle. Stoke,
You're out of your mind.
Swansea, Newcastle will be mid-table. and Everton will climb back up, and then the rest will fight out for relegation. There'll be
There's-
3 leagues.
There's 5 points between 3rd and 7th.
I just think they're a better
They'll
team.
drop off. They will drop off.
What are you talking about? Look,
They're better teams.
Look, Southampton. You never know what could happen. They're looking great, but you never know what could happen. Arsenal are still Arsenal. You were going on about Spurs earlier. West Ham.
I said they're still not very good though.
All right. Well, look, listen.
Didn't say they were great.
We'll wait and see.
They're
Okay.
improving.
Spanish League. Atletico knocked Real Madrid out of the Copa.
He's back.
He's back, they say.
What did I say last week? I'm telling you.
Okay, so you think this is something that's going to continue
Hasn't done really anything wrong so far.
in his
And again-
2 games?
Well, he scored 2 goals at the Bernabeu. The last person to score more than 1 goal at the Bernabeu was Messi when he scored a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Like, it's you have to say it's been okay so far.
Second goal was all Griezmann. Or first goal was all Griezmann.
He took the finishes very well.
He was falling as he took it. It was one of the million Fernando Torres attempts a goal will eventually go in.
Dan, I was letting the Coughlin thing go because I don't remember that far back, but I'm not letting this. Maybe he is back. Maybe Simeone, the god amongst men, can bring back his legs.
I never said Torres is back. I said it's a good signing, which I said last week. It is a good signing. It's a non-risk, and
Well,
they've
Yeah, but that's not what you were saying there. You were saying
I didn't say he's the best player in the world.
I
pretty sure it's a
said,
quote.
do
He's
you
the
think
first
it
player
could-
since Messi to score 2 goals at the Bernabeu.
Well, he is.
Ballon
That's a
d'Or
fact.
2015.
Yeah,
my
that's
question,
exactly what I said.
my question to you was: do you think that this could continue? No. And I don't think
still
it
think
will.
he will score more goals this year. Yeah,
Well,
I think Simeone could improve him, but I don't think he's not ever going to be back to where he was.
Unless he's
But
got a time machine to bring back Torres' old knees.
unless he gives him a lend of his, that means Simeone.
That might work.
Simeone's in his 40s.
We saw the Champions
Very
League
better
final
than
last
Torres.
year, how quickly he got onto the pitch.
He gets around, man.
He
gets
did.
around.
Who did he nearly punch? Was it
Varane.
Pepe? Was it?
Varane.
Varane. But no, but like, it's what I was trying to say is it's non-risk, as in like get rid of Churchill. Guys and
None of
play.
us disagreed with the transfer.
Yeah, but I think it's fine. So he will score a few goals. You know, and he's
It
got
would
2
not
at the
surprise
Bernabeu.
me if he does not score another goal for the rest of the season.
No.
You don't think he'll score for the rest of the season?
No,
Wouldn't
I said it wouldn't
surprise-
surprise me.
Alright.
Messi back on form.
Hat-trick.
Who was this against?
Does that mark his
Step four.
30th hat trick?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it is 30 hat tricks.
He's one behind Telma Zara as the all-time hat-trick, so he'll break that. He's broken every record Telma Zara's had this year, so...
Wow.
He scored a hat-trick. It was some lovely goals, actually. But they played very well there against Atletico last week, and, you know, stuff like that. So, like, he's almost seems like the Ballon d'Or has kind of kicked him up the arse. And it's almost like, as well, he's won his kind of power struggle.
In
Board.
what
And it
sense?
seems like to me...
By
he seems-
throwing his toys out of the pram.
He did, but at
It
the
seems
end of
like
the
he's,
day, you've got someone like Messi or Ronaldo or a Maradona or a Pele in your team.
We're not going to
You
talk
have
about this every week.
Yeah, but you have
I
to-
said that last week. All
Yeah,
I'm
but you
saying
have
is
to keep him happy.
we'll see in the long term. I don't know who they played, but I'm guessing it was not one of the.
It was
decent teams.
Deportivo.
Yes. Who?
Le Coronel.
Exactly.
La Coruña.
They haven't been good since 2004.
With Shelburne held them to 0-0.
Exactly. Quality Shelburne. The
I was not that much,
the
actually.
Conor McGregor of his day.
I presume that one of us was leading this till the spoofer time, but David Moyes, what was he eating? Was it chickpeas or no? It wasn't chickpeas. It was they were the cheese one. What were they called?
What's this?
What's-its? They weren't
Cheez-Its?
fucking What's-its. I'm gonna have a look now. But anyway, tell everybody what happened with Moyes.
He sent
I'm
off.
sorry to say again.
It's Moise.
So he got sent off.
Fellaini.
Okay, so he got sent off. Dan, explain what happened.
They were losing to Villarreal at El Madrigal, and he got pissed off. He said something, and he got sent to the stand, and someone offered him some crisps, and so he went and ate a bag of crisps. So it's like, remember when Wenger got sent off, he stood on top of the gantry or whatever it was, and he was like, just didn't know where to go. And then, like, so Moyes went up and started eating crisps instead. Have you found out crisps are? They're not like those,
It's
like...
Lay's, isn't it?
It's the back of the packet,
It's
lads.
Lay's.
It's the fucking back of the packet. Do you think if
LFCs.
I hold on?
Huh?
He's been
LFC
offered, he
crisps.
was offered 2 packs of crisps.
Yeah, he said one. He said no to one. He got to the other one instead.
David Moyes crisps identity.
I want crisps.
It's riveting, I know. Talk amongst yourselves there. Nobody knows the brand. That's unfortunate. Could have been sponsoring next year.
Could be Twix time out double decker. Could be anything.
We will talk about the Capital One Cup taking place tomorrow. So Liverpool and Chelsea. Any predictions, lads?
I think Liverpool will beat them over 2 legs because Liverpool are going to put their first team out to try and win it. Chelsea would be like, eh.
Yes, because Mourinho doesn't take that trophy seriously at all.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if Ramirez and Mikel are in midfield and Drogba's at front. And Remy could be on the wing with Schürrle. Or Salah plays. Or
That's a decent team. Then.
Kurt Zouma comes in and I suppose Courtois comes back in goal then if he's the second keeper at the moment. Like, obviously they've still got an amazing squad, but if you offer them a win on against City or like
In 2 weeks.
yeah, well, like or against the Carling Cup and the FA Cup in the middle, like you know, I think he's preparing all for that City game.
I think he knows how important it is to win a trophy early in the season.
Well, that was his first ever trophy he won in England, which he
Which
actually
one?
ironically beat Liverpool, wasn't it?
Yeah, Steven Gerrard.
The first
Long
goal
goal.
for Gerrard, yeah, for Chelsea. Yeah, well, I don't know because Liverpool know top 4. If you offered them 4 now, they'd all take it.
Yeah.
You know, the Europa League. I think I don't know if people.
Can I ask why do you think Chelsea are going to play a half-strength team? Like their next fixture
Like
is
when have Chelsea ever done that in a cup under Mourinho?
like
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I noticed that he almost won every single cup he played for in the first time he was there.
Chelsea are playing Bradford next weekend in the FA Cup. I think if they're going to
Yeah,
put a
so
second,
maybe at the Bradford thing then maybe he will put a stronger team out.
I'm
But I'm
pretty
just saying,
sure
it
he
wouldn't
will.
surprise me if he did do that.
John,
you know.
how do you think it's going to go?
I don't think we've been proved, but not enough to beat Chelsea. So I think
It is at Anfield.
I think that'll be a summer.
Well, if Chelsea play like they did the last time they played you,
if they play,
if they play that high pressure game,
we'll
you've
take that
no-
game all day. Then Liverpool will play football against Chelsea if Chelsea want to play football. Chelsea don't want to play football against bigger teams.
No, but remember what
Swansea
they
were
did
there
last time? They completely pressed you in
Yeah.
your own half. Didn't let you out.
Yeah, after we scored and
Yeah.
they had to go for it. If it's a home tie, so they don't need a result, so they will.
Yeah,
not
they
go
had
in
to
the
take
run.
it back to the bridge and
Exactly.
beat you. Yeah.
That's what
Take a
they'll do.
0-0.
That's what they'll do.
Yeah, they probably will indeed.
0-0.
I don't know. No, I do see goals in the match, one way or another.
Sheffield United, Spurs.
That's on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
Sheffield United have an amazing record in cups the last 2 years.
It is
incredible in
insane.
both cups. Like usually they're getting to quarterfinals.
if Spurs and Liverpool get to the final, I'll go to it.
Would you?
Yeah,
Well, it's
Jared's last final. I know.
well, obviously the hope is that
Oh,
the
is
FA,
it-
the
is
FA
it
Cup.
Is it the wedding? Is it?
No, I'm saying the hope is that it's the FA Cup final he reaches because
Yeah,
of his
true.
birthday. You know.
Ah,
Okay. Awards time. So spoofer of the week.
Arjen Robben.
What?
Bastard.
I got it. They were in like Qatar or something, Bayern Munich, or I don't know where they are, and they were playing. I don't know if it was golf or football or whatever. A ball went into the river.
Easy mistake to make.
He put his hand in, and then a crocodile bit him.
It's the exact storyline from Happy Gilmore and what happened to Chubb.
Chubbs Peterson.
Oh no!
He's all right though. He's just got like a little plaster on it or something. So
Where is it? Bit him on the hand, did it?
I don't know. But it's some kind
Fucking
of-
crocodile.
I think it was a crocodile that came out. That damn alligator! I'm gonna bit my hand off.
That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah,
Poor Robin.
But he's alright.
I'm gonna give spoofer of the week to Rio. That clip I sent you of Rio doing his thing on the mic in the nightclub. I sent that to you, didn't I? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have
John?
yesterday. I watched a bit of football and I watched under Pierce pressure, Stuart Pearce against his Nottingham Forest team against Derby.
Uh-huh.
And they won. And anyway, it came to the aftermatch, and I didn't know this was the thing. But by winning the match, he won the Brian Clough Trophy. What the fuck is that?
What's the Brian Clough Trophy?
I have no fucking idea, because Nottingham Forest and Derby were both managed by the legend. Sorry, Dan.
That's the problem with the club.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah, there's a trophy. So next time United and Aberdeen play each other, there might be a Sir Alex Ferguson Trophy. Or
Probably.
apparently that's the thing.
Hero of the week, John.
I have. We all know the classic story in Liverpool. You guys will find out firsthand, and how the Liverpool shop is called Liverpool 1, and Everton is called 2, right?
Right.
So Liverpool owners, because they've knocked down everything and they have to rebuild the Shankly Gates and all. And we all know it says Liverpool Football Club. Well, the owners want to get their own back. They want to throw a "the" in there. So,
Oh, fuck.
so we're going to be the Liverpool Football Club.
That's just pathetic. That's petty.
Oh,
Alright.
Is it?
I liked it.
Oh, God. Dan, here of the week?
Don't already have one, to be honest. I don't know if there's not many here. Nothing
I'm
happened
going to
really
go
this
with
week.
Adrian for scoring that penalty at the end of the shootout between West Ham and Everton. We actually didn't talk about that. It was
Incredible,
an amazing
There's been
shootout.
some great shootouts this year. Even
There's
remember when
been two.
Middlesbrough and Liverpool.
That was
That was like about 13-12 in the end.
No,
14, 13, wasn't it?
it was that was the best ever.
People were going up and taking penalties 3 times.
I like was on the floor wailing like a child.
You said you were having a stroke.
I was literally lying with my face on the floor going, "Argh!" I couldn't take it. Like it was me, myself, and Ken were watching it, and it was fucking
I don't
amazing.
think there must be a hero of the week.
Well-
Maybe the crocodile do that to Robin. I don't know.
Okay, goal of the week.
I'm giving it to Vertonghen. I know it's just allowed, but I just love it.
Well, if it shouldn't be disallowed, I think you're allowed to say it.
Yeah, so
I thought
Vertonghen.
Amalta Vitano's little dink was actually very nice as well.
If Dan's allowed to put people who aren't on winning sides into team of the week, I think you can give that as
I
goal
don't
of the
do
week.
team of the week anymore.
No, it's
You're
not-
good. You're good at putting Sanchez. In
We might as
goal
well put
and-
Arsenal in there. Like, it just.
Yeah,
They'll never do that again, despite them turning a corner.
Yeah, of course.
Have they turned a corner?
No,
now?
they fucking haven't.
Do you have a goal of the week?
Let's give it to Messi's hat trick. His header was very good.
Okay,
I
that's,
think if City have Yaya, they win that match. No matter how good. I
But
think
yeah,
they
well,
win.
that's that you said last week.
yeah, the
coming again.
stats do say that. Okay, Dan. Before we get to the fantasy football, why don't you give us the answer to last week's teaser?
So it was a name. Was it? How many
That was a huge one or something, wasn't it?
Name the 5 players to win the Ballon d'Or more than 3 times.
Ronaldo, Messi.
Yeah, Messi's 1 of 4.
Zidane?
Ronaldo's 3. No.
More than 3 times.
Now the Ballon d'Or was kind of the European player. of the year.
Platini.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say Platini. So hold on, win it more than 3 times.
yeah.
So
So
win
yeah,
it-
3 times or more.
3 times or
So
more.
Messi is one of the most times, 4.
Okay, so how many players are there?
You've got 3.
Oh,
Two
so
left. You've got Messi, Ronaldo, and Platini.
yeah.
How many is
Oh, sorry, just 5.
Yeah, this is 2 more.
Okay, sorry.
Figo? No.
No.
They're a bit.
Puskas.
No, they're a bit further back.
Oh.
Well, not further back. They're kind of.
Uh,
One is in the 70s and one would be early 90s, late 80s.
early 90s, late 80s.
Couldn't be Pele. He was shy.
Yeah.
He's also Brazilian, so he couldn't win it.
Michael Owen won it once.
Yeah, it says in 1, wasn't it?
I don't know. Do you know, John?
Nah.
He
Go on.
scored one of the greatest goals of all time. Marco van Basten
Oh, very good.
and Johan Cruyff. Not Jordi Cruyff, Johan Cruyff. So there you go.
Okay, excellent.
And the teaser for this week: name 5 players to wear the number 10 jersey for Arsenal in the Premier League.
That shouldn't be that hard.
So Wilshere were? That's 1. Overmars, that's 2. Overmars wore 10, didn't he?
I think he did.
Adebayor? No.
Find out next week.
I was going to say Gallas, but Gallas wore 11 or 9 or something else like that. Maybe he did wear 10. No.
All right, we'll get to the fantasy code here. It's 1744451-525194. 1744451-525194. And we have a few new additions here, finally. So Seamus still on 903.
Look what Dave got this week in points.
He got 78.
Tanya.
Dave is now moved into 11th place. So fair play to Dave. Tommy is 953. Enda moving down with 974. Myself, Jesus, I'm fucked up the rotter here. 1036. Next was Stephen Vincent, 1037. I'm coming after you, Stephen. John, you're in 6th place. With 1,046 points. Rob has 1,075 points. Gary Kiernan with 1129. And then our top 3, Ronan O'Reilly with 1146, who is equal with our brand new entry at number 2, Noel Keeley,
Oh, I thought you were going to say Deirdre Barlow. I was like, what are the chances?
representing the Saucy Jack FC with, as I said, 1146. And Dan, 11 points ahead, still top of the pack, 1157. Well done, Dan.
Thank you.
61 points this week, huh?
And wisdom, another 6.
Oh, yeah?
6 points for your wisdom tonight. Wise choice, that.
Okay, excellent stuff. All right, guys, any departing words?
Fuck you, Football League.
We'll miss you, Deirdre.
Yeah, we'll miss you, Deirdre. Free the Weatherfield 1, and we'll be back next week.